Hello everyone, welcome to the Friday chat video. My name is Nick and for once this has been filmed actually on a Friday because I've been running a bit short of time. Now normally I film it because it's outside and got a bit of editing. Normally I film it on a Thursday then get it edited, but on Thursday there was lots of tractors about. I don't know if it's that time of year. It was just way too noisy. So it's different from that week where I was being followed by some nutcase and then feared for my own life in certain sections. That's a bit of an exaggeration, I never feared for my own life. But anyway, it was exciting. But yeah, lots of tractor noise. It was a bit windy as well, so hence I'm filming it inside. Now, my hours at work got chopped around a little bit, so this video might be going up a little bit later on Friday, but I didn't have, because it's happened some weeks, I didn't want a week where I didn't do any Friday chat at all, because I got a few things that I wanted to discuss with you. So thank you for following the channel, those who subscribed and the members as well, which we'll come to in a while. Also as well, thank you to people that wish me a happy birthday on Twitter. Now normally for data protection and all that sort of stuff I don't like to advertise my actual birth date, but a family member wished me a happy birthday bang on Twitter. A few other people picked up on it and then it was too late, so there you go. Thank you. It wasn't great, but thank you. It was a good birthday, I suppose. But I didn't want it blurted all around Twitter because on lots of social media apps, for that very reason, I have the wrong birthday in there. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But thank you very much there. Yes. So. Hope you've enjoyed the videos going up on the channel. Being a bit pushed for time, but they still are there. As we all know, the aim is eventually to try and do this full time. So thank you to everyone that's either a member or simply a Ko-Fi or a super chat during the live streams, or even the new super thanks, which sometimes is at the bottom of the video. I don't think it's on every video, I'm not quite sure. So thank you for that as well. That's quite a nice touch if you're unable to get to the live streams. Okay, so just going to run down the videos we covered in the week in case you missed any. You might have seen all of them, you might have seen some of them, or you might want to go back and have a look at them to see what they are about. Members, if you're a member, you get access to the members section. The video goes up on Sunday and generally tells you the video is going up on the following week. So I need a cup of tea here. There we go. Excuse me, I was running out of breath. There's videos like this where I've sort of like started trying to cough, but I thought I'd have a cup of tea, but I need a table to put it on. What the rich people do with their tables. Yes, so the first game we reviewed on ZX Spectrum last Saturday was a game called, I can't remember what order we did them in. Anyway, one of them was Rex. Very nice looking game, it's quite tricky. I said it was reviewed on the 48K, but as a few of you mentioned there, it was using the AY chip of the 128K. I certainly had it in 48K mode on the emulator, but sometimes it borrows bits, so it's sort of 128K really, although I say the 48K. You control a rhino who is a bit annoyed that the human race are mining illegally his planet of Zenith, and he must go in and shoot them and yeah, generally cause chaos. It's got high quality on it, this game. A game I didn't really know back in the day, but it was recommended to me, so yes, it's a good one. The other game we looked at was another platformer, which is a lot of people's favourites. I didn't see eye to eye with it. I really struggled with some of the timings of this, but since that point a few of you have given me a few tips for the bit I got up to. So if I play it again, possibly I could do it quickly on a live stream, maybe it's the first game to warm us up. If I do that again, I might get a bit more joy out of it. Now I know that tip for getting past the second stage. I haven't loaded it since that point, so I don't know if it works or not. But it was Ollie and Lissa. They're a good game, essentially. Well, good game graphically. I need to get a bit more practice on it. Essentially you need to create a potion by collecting objects to make a castle go invisible, so some rich USA billionaire can't steal it, well, buy the castle and ship it brick by brick back to the United States. Now the other Spectrum game we reviewed was a game that caused a little bit of confusion. It takes a while to get used to this game. It's a puzzle game, homebrew, called Grabberbots. You control a very small robotic creature, and you must guide the race called the Grabberbots to their doom, really. And you do, it's a bit like trying to round up sheep, I suppose, but this time with alien robots. And you do this by moving set gravitational boxes. You can only move them once per box, to make these guys go up and down the screen. and then eventually land on spikes. I know it's very hard to explain. It's very hard to explain even when I'm playing the game, but a few of you seem to understand what was going on, so hooray. Really a nice colourful game, fantastic music all the way around. It's a great homebrew. It won't suit everyone because it's pretty difficult to get to grips with, but I liked it at the end of the day. Then we had on the Commodore Amiga, a game which I didn't like. A lot of people do like. I can't see any reason for it to be on the 16K system. It should have stayed on 8-bit according to me. It's BMX Simulator. When I played the ZX Spectrum version, I used to get stuck on the scenery and struggled to see which site was the bike to steer my way out, and whatever I did I got stuck. It looks like all those problems on the Commodore Amiga version as well, but I believe this was a budget for $2.99, so maybe I can let that off. So if you're in your BMX biking, you might get into this one. I was really a grifter man, and a grifter was made out of, I don't know, the heaviest metals known to man, and you could drive through walls. BMXs were a bit lighter, slightly lighter than helium. But yeah, I didn't enjoy this game at all, mainly because I wasn't very good at it. Isn't that always the way? If you're good at a game, then you play it that little bit more. A disappointing game on the Mega Drive. It's Mickey Mouse Fantasia. There was two previous brilliant games called World of Illusion and Castle Illusion, which really upped the quality level on the Mega Drive. Fantasia, based on the animated cartoon from 1940, is really taking a big step backwards, and looks like the game gets worse as you go on. Some frustrating level design. It gets less interesting from the next stage further. No real reason to get play this game unless you're really into like these Disney games. But as I say, forget Fantasia, play World of Illusion or Castle Illusion instead. And the other game was by a talented coder, up-and-coming coder called Ross Bossy. We're getting a shout out later on anyway. Always fun to see his games so far, relatively new to the gaming circuit. We reviewed Nifty Lifty 2 a week before. This time we looked at his racing game called Re-Enduro, which is a reimagining or a fan remake of the original Enduro, which was by Activision on the Atari 2600. I really loved that original game. This game plays slightly different, a slightly different view, but again it's good. Very fast. It's the turbo edition I looked at, and once you get used to the game, it's pretty cool. It's got all the elements there. It's not supposed to be the most advanced game in the world. I think it was created quite quickly. It just shows you what can be done if you know what you're doing. So have a look at that review, Re-Enduro. That's available from Ross Bossy's site. Also, good stuff, good stuff. So what's been happening this week? Well, this is a little bit of a sad news. I suppose you might know this news anyway. I think as you get when you grow up, you have all your heroes you look up to, whether that be music, actors, sports people, or whatever. And a part of getting old is these people, the people you idolise, gradually start dying or are no longer with us anymore. Case point for me, Michael Jackson, Prince, David Bowie, and even people that you reference growing up who's on television programmes there. I can see like Terry Wogan is one of them. Richard Whiteley used to do Countdown. They gradually die, and it's all a part of evolution, I suppose. And it gets to a point where you love the music growing up, and you don't know so much music now, current music, and that's your era. And it gradually decays, and you're in a different era to people then growing up. Why am I mentioning all these things? Well, that's pretty much what nostalgia is, really, looking back to all those sort of like happier times. And most recently, a comedian, one of my favourite comedians, quite often it would get to the evening where on YouTube I'll be watching clips round and round in circles, be 8 out of 10 Cats does Countdown, other panel shows their QI, which he'd show up on every now and again. The great comedian Sean Locke has died, aged 58. An amazing wit, a great writer. I don't know if you get a chance to see it. There was a series, one of his early series that he actually wrote called 15 Stories High, which he started alongside young Benedict Wong before he went on to other things. That's still on YouTube. I think 2 series of that, all set in a an office, well, not an office block, sort of like a residential housing block. Not much to it, but it is really well written. It's real clever and real poignant. And I'll miss Sean Locke. I mean, obviously I haven't put his name in the titles of this. unfortunately, in social media, when people were trying to get views and all those sort of things, you would get lots of videos showing up saying Sean Lock's last moments, and then a fake picture, people getting hundreds of thousands of views. I would never do that. I've got too much respect for the guy. So, you know, one of the greats we've lost. Thoughts are with his family, of course. But yeah, so if you're unfamiliar with Sean Lock's work, type him into YouTube. I think one of his tours, Lockopedia, I've got on a DVD. It's Purple Van Man, a real dry wit there, and he's been described as like a comedian's comedian. So he's held in really high respect there. So that was Sean Lock. I salute him. So another great has gone 58, gone before his time. I believe it was lung cancer he got in the end. I think when he was young, he used to work on building sites a lot with his son on him, and at that point he got skin cancer, which he recovered from there because he caught it early. But I believe this is. I don't think it's been confirmed, but I've heard it's lung cancer, but I don't know. So don't go repeating that there. So you know, rest in peace, Sean Lock. Okay, yeah, it's a bit sad. How can I possibly lift this up? Well, this is a bit in the news I heard as well. Sometimes when I'm recording a video in the evening, especially if it's summer, I've got my window open, I'm doing quite well, and then I hear ba-ding-a-da-ding, ba-ding-da-ding, da-ding-da-ding-ding, what the ice cream van, playing really loud chimes. Now, no kids live around here, well, not in this street, the next few streets anyway. It's just annoying, this music going over and over again. I hate ice cream vans. I mean, who buys ice cream from an ice cream van now? You buy it from the supermarket, don't you? It's just there to attract silly kids with the music, and I think it's absolutely annoying. But I often thought that was just my views. As I get gradually older, I get more of a Victor Meldrew syndrome, where things start annoying you and you like to whinge a bit. But hopefully I'll try and pull away from that. And this reminds me of this story that I caught of in the news as well. Basically, ice cream van banned from street for playing chimes for too long. Now, what is too long to play the chimes? It turns out there's whole new rules about this. An ice cream company has been banned from a certain street there for constantly playing these tunes all around the place, and there were complaints to the council. Now, apparently, I didn't know this, ice cream vans can play their chimes for a maximum of 12 seconds. Diddly diddly din 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 din. I don't know what the gap is between each one. Maximum of 12 seconds, but only when stationary, according to government code of practice. Well, the residents said the van who can play said the van's chimes more than 12 seconds and played louder than the allowed 80 decibels. Now, why do you need an ice cream van louder than 80 decibels? If you have to play it as loud as that, get the point. No one wants ice cream around here. We don't want noise. We don't want no ice cream. And anyway, we've got some from the supermarket that we put into the freezer. Apparently someone said, quote this, "I live in constant dread of the ice cream van driving into the street, as he not only plays his chimes while driving into Ashfield Crescent, but continues to play them whilst parked at some considerable time." So he's playing them like they're some huge ghetto blaster or something. So what are your views on that? Do you not mind the ice cream chimes either way? Do you think it's the only way they can sell their ice cream? It's only someone doing an honest living? Or should you say, look, quit big nose, no one wants ice cream around here, stop causing noise pollution and buzz off? Well, I may have got a bit too serious on that one, but I'm not a fan of the ice cream van. Oh man, ice cream van. But you know, you might be more passive than me and don't care either way. But there's lots of rules. So you can only play the chimes when you're stationary. You can only play it for 12 seconds. I think there's other rules. How long you can play when you're actually moving. Give it up, ice cream people. Give it up. Right. Anyway, so that's got that off my chest. So, thank you, I mentioned a bit earlier, thank you to all the members on the channel. If you want to find out how to become a member, because you're literally keeping the channel running. If you want to find out a bit more about that, click on the join button. There'll be a video by me. You don't get joined automatically, you have to do a few other things and then you make your decision. There's 3 tiers. Any tier is going to help me massively, so thank you. But if you're on the second tier and above and want your name shouted out or anything that you're up to, I think 3 of you regularly take me up on this, but if anyone else there wants a shout out on the second tier and above, I'll be very pleased to do so. It's, you know, it's the least I could possibly do. I want to do more, really. Now, as I say, I ran out a bit of time this week, so I won't be able to do any like picture links there, but you know, at least we've got the video out wherever time this goes out. So big thank you this time, members, GTB Films, thank you very much. Grey Hulk 2, now thanks to Grey Hulk 2 we might be doing some Commodore 64 reviews again. I was using something called Vice, which was free. Following a few Windows 10 updates, it was getting unreliable. We couldn't live stream with it, but I'm now using something called C64 Forever. I'm still tinkering with it a bit. There's still a few things to learn, but it's looking better already. It's more accessible. I need to test it on how it live streams. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work with capturing the windows. It creates a new window for every game you play, rather than playing it in the same window, and I'm not sure in my streaming software be able to work that out. I have to do it separate each time, which would be a bit of a pain, but there must be a way around that. But there we go. So I need to do a bit of testing. So thank you, Grey Hulk 2. A big thank you to David Harakawa. Thank you, sir. I know you've been in a few live streams there. Neil Barrett, thank you for your top suggestions on games. I do write them down, so thank you there. Ratty, thank you. Malad1, Ozone 1255. Big thanks to Alf Fairweather there, thank you, sir. Talkmarder, if I'm pronouncing that right, I think so. I think I am. Talkmarder, I think that is, thank you. Big thank you to Jason Smith and Stu Who. Also to Nikki S, I know you catch a live stream when you can. Hope you're doing well as well. Claire Johnson, thank you for your support, really appreciated. What Ho Snorkers, the great What Ho Snorkers, thank you, sir, much appreciated again. John Roby and Jeffrey Searby. Now, massive thank you to Steve Norman. Now, Steve's the first person in this list to take advantage of the shout-outs and links. It's his blog. It's a retro blog called retroarcadia.blog. I've only had a chance to have a quick look at it this time around, but do get a chance to go there if you can do. This time he's looked at something called the Astro City Mini, which is basically a scaled down version. I think it's a 1/6 size of the Sega arcade cabinet. They're the Astro City, and it comes. It's included with 37 games. They're mostly Sega games. I think they might be all Sega games, as you know, but it includes Virtua Fighter and Golden Axe, just to name a couple. So have a read of that to see what it's all about. I'd never heard of the Astro City Mini. There's lots of mini things coming out, isn't there, all the time. Keep my eye out next year for the Commodore Amiga Mini. It's £119 there, so hopefully it comes down a bit. But yeah, have a look at that blog. Really well laid out, as I always say. Lots of links there, so have a perusal of that. Then, as I say, like all good blogs, getting gradually bigger and bigger as the updates come through. So excellent. Retroarcadia.blog. That's from the great Steve Norman. Thank you. So massive thanks also to Lemmy Barnett. Thank you. See you every now and again in the live streams there. Thank you, Lemmy. Steve Q, you've been a massive help over the months, Steve. So thank you for your support. Really appreciate it. Hope you're doing well, sir. Hope you're doing well. Thank you also to Phil Hill and Rossi Bossy as well. So what's Ross Bossy up to? Well, I'll put his site up there. We've recently reviewed Re-Enduro, which I mentioned before, and the game summary, and Nifty Lifty 2. Both of those are downloadable for free from Rossi's site. Of course, he's working on Super Pixel 3D Grand Prix, which I do a lot of the voice work for. I think soon I'll be getting an email of possibly other voice work I need to do with the menu systems. So obviously I'm in contact with Rossi quite a lot through this project. He's doing great stuff. Also as well, if you want to get involved in this game, I highly recommend it. If you want to be a part of the forming it. There's an alpha test coming up soon, which I've got here on Twitter, so I'll read it out. So you've got time to get ready for it. It's open to anyone. So he's going to do an alpha test on the 27th to the 29th of August. Open for anyone to join, as I say. Let's see what he says there. You can follow him on Twitter there as well. He's been testing out his 3D art skills, but I think this is generally how the playability of the game goes, and you can give him feedback on what you're thinking of the game so far, what you think the features are, and how the thing is generally playing. So, Super 3D Pixel Grand Prix, alpha test on the 27th and the 29th. I'll probably mention it again next week also, so have a look at his Twitter, or if you want to follow me at Jenkins7Nick, I retweet quite a lot of these things as well. Have a look at his site, see what else he's doing. There's a Christmassy game there also, which I'll probably review around about Christmas time, but it's going from strength to strength there. Yeah, the game's really evolving well. I'm really impressed with how this game is looking. It's the most advanced of Ross's projects and the ones he spent the most time on so far, and boy does it show. It's a Formula 1 sort of like arcadey sort of game there. So there we go. Excellent, well done Ross. Big thank you also to Chono Baggy. You're a huge help to the channel Chono, and everything you say is generally quite uplifting, so well, it's always uplifting, so thank you. Big thanks to Jason Holmes and also Andrew Gibson. So thank you everyone on the second tier. On the upper tier, this always completely blows me away. If we had 100 people like you, then I'll be full-time straight away. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So massive thanks to Colin Hode. I know sometimes you watch the streams, or sometimes you watch them afterwards as well. Thank you, Colin. Massive thanks also to Martin R. The same to you. You often watch the streams afterwards. Thank you for your support. It's been phenomenal. You know, hope you're doing well together. We cheer each other up, don't we? So thank you. Huge thanks to Richard Mitton, also to Tom and my friend in Australia, Graham Bebke. I know I haven't spoken to you for a while, Graham, so I hope all is cool. I know you was pretty busy last time we spoke on, well, I know over social media. And also as well, Jules M, a massive help to the channel there. I love everything that you do, Jules, so thanks for your help. Any help is always appreciated, and I do a lot of blogs with links in to the videos as well. But let's have a shout of Jules' site this week. Now, it's My Old Toy Box, so it's different from last week. myoldtoybox.weebly.com. So that's the main link I've got. But then if you do /ornaments or hyphen things, then you can see what Jules has recently updated, and I quite like these. So she's having a look at Wade Whimsies. That's sort of like young China collectibles. I used to like the Whoppers I collected. I think got the first one as a kid from a visit to the zoo. But there's lots of different limited collections. Generally they're animals, but there's characters as well. Julie includes a link to the histories of them, and also something called Lucite Crystal Pets, which I'm a little bit unfamiliar with, plus a few other ornaments there. So, you know, have a read of these. You never know. You might be in a charity shop or somewhere else and see these and thought, oh yeah, they're Wade Whimsy, they're such and such, well, they're worth something. And then you've got a bit more knowledge. But really cool collectibles there, and really big back in the day, and big now as well. So that's myoldtoybox.weebly.com. If you get a chance, have a read around that site as well, the various different pages, lots of links going to different places. I can well recommend that from Jules. So well done, Jules. A great site, and thank you for helping the channel as well. That's what it's all about, getting it out on social media, retweets, likes, and all that sort of thing. Now, washing machines has been turned on downstairs. Despite I said I was recording, they've turned it on anyway. So I hope you haven't, you can't hear that too much. So yeah, so let's just, yeah, that's ridiculous. Let's just wrap this up then. So it's a bit later the video than before. Sorry I wasn't outside. Hopefully we'll get that corrected next week. So have a great weekend. Have a great week also. If you're a member, of course, you'll know what videos are going up next week when the video goes up on Sunday. There'll be a couple of ZX Spectrum videos on the Saturday, so thank you there. And yeah, take care. It's all about having fun, a bit about de-stressing, which we're doing, not doing a bad job. My work's recently changed the role. I'm not quite sure what's happening next week, but fingers crossed I'm still there, because the stress is a lot less in this different role. So till next time, take great care of yourself. Thanks again, and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
And Jenkin.